I am the true alpha male, the living legend of hair loss. A few days ago, I made a video in which you got to participate. The video began in all caps, vote. Are we voting on a president? No. The question was, have I lost enough hair to be part of the hair loss community? In my real time on St. Patrick's Day 2020, 258 people have watched that, 10 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down. And it's interesting because through the nearly 5 years I've been doing hair loss videos, inevitably, on a weekly basis, I have people who will watch a video and leave a comment saying, how dare you make videos about hair loss? You're not even balding. You haven't lost enough hair to do videos like this. And then, always to be matched about an hour later, on a different video, someone else across the world will say, man, you better get a hair transplant because you're going to be bald in the next year. And they've been saying that every year, and now I'm a month away from turning 39, and I'm not bald. Okay, receding hairline, okay. But it's funny because people leave a comment based on how they feel about themselves. If they're insecure about themselves, typically they're going to lash out at somebody. So they're either going to say, I don't deserve to be running this channel and no one should listen to me, which is probably true. Or they're going to say that I'm too bald and I need to freak out and worry about it. So as far as the comments that came through, I'm going to share my favorite comment that I think just very clearly explains it. I believe it was Sheep Bandit that left the comment. He said, I'd say it matters more how it affects you rather than the degree of hairlessness, I guess. There are people completely bald who aren't part of the community because they're comfortable with it. See, I agree with Sheep Bandit, and I love being able to say with a straight, I agree with Sheep Bandit. That's great. But yeah, I've thought about it. Like, there are men who are bald. They can grow no hair on top. I would not classify them as being part of the hair loss community because they do not find their identity in being bald. They own up to it, but they probably don't talk about it or think about it. Like, they just accepted their fate as a man, because the majority of men at some point are going to be balding. So I believe a man can be bald but not part of the balding community. I think it's something you have to basically invite yourself to, because as we've learned over the nearly 5 years of me making these videos, so many of my viewers and subscribers are not balding, but they fear that they might. Therefore, they're part of it. So there are men, well, I should say young men, 20 years old, hairline goes straight across, no signs of balding. Yes, their temples are going back. That's not a sign of balding. I talk about that all the time. They're part of the hair loss community because they're worried about it. They think about it and they care about it. And see, that's the confusion. Here I am in the middle. I have a receding hairline. I don't care. I talk regularly about hair loss. I don't care about it. I realize there needs to be a host. You know, imagine if every game show that ever existed, people would point to the host and said, you care way too much about this game, like Family Feud or Price is Right. What if they turned to the host and said, you don't deserve to be the host because you don't care enough about this game. You don't care enough about guessing prices. You don't care enough about surveys and imagine. But see, that's how a lot of people do. They cannot accept I'm a neutral host right in the middle. I don't care about it, but I do care about trying to help that 8% of the population who watch my videos who can actually get the true message, which is that your hair is not your identity. Instead, your ability to communicate with people and make other people feel loved and make other people feel good about themselves, make other people laugh, using your skill set to help other people, knowing what your skill set is, knowing what your skill set is not. All of those things are the things that we're judged on by men. And for 8% of you, I can reach you. And that's ultimately why I'm making these videos. Everyone else cares too much about the silly hair videos to hear past the actual truth. And I accept that. I think I also liked another comment though. Here it is. Brandon Hunter. All right. 2 other people liked his comment. 2 thumbs up. And I actually responded to him. I said, correct answer. When Brandon Hunter left this comment, quote, You're obviously able to run a channel about hair loss. You've done it successfully for years. Yours isn't severe for your age at all, but you've still experienced it enough to reach your viewers, end quote. Yeah, perfectly stated, perfectly stated. It's not a matter of having lost enough hair to do this channel, because to be honest, I mean, there are guys who have no hair on top, and they mainly cater to an audience of guys who probably don't have hair on top anymore. I'd say the audience that I'm aware of my audience, mainly younger guys who haven't gone bald, aren't going bald, only have receding temples and are fearing that they're gonna go bald. That's my audience, I know that. And I think for those people in that situation, the Chicken Littles, the sky is falling, my hairline's going back because they're have receding temples, which is not any indication that you're gonna go balding. You can look at the video on this channel. When I was, age 17, you get to see a VHS tape of me. You get to see how far my temples went back. And that was how many years ago? 21 years ago, right? Yeah, 21 years ago, over that. Closing thought. Here's how I'm starting to feel. Must you be bald to be part of the balding community? No. I say you have to be worried about your hair. You have to be worried about losing your hair, and think about that regularly enough or severely enough to watch my videos regularly. If you watch my videos regularly because you're worried that you might go bald, you're part of the hair loss community. Worrying about that it might happen makes you part of the community. Meanwhile, plenty of guys who can grow no hair on top are not part of the hair loss community because they're not worried about it. They let it go. They started working out, they grew their beard, maybe they got some tattoos, whatever. They reinvented their identity, and they've never felt better about themselves. But what I'm starting to feel is to be part of the hair loss community means to have self-esteem issues, confidence issues, making assumptions that people are judging you on your hair, or something just as silly like your height. That's another thing. I should make that its own video. I want to talk about height versus hair loss. Your comments are right here.